Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah everyone. Thank you for watching this video. Today, I want to bring to your attention a deeply troubling incident in Mogadishu, Somalia. An incident that raises serious questions about access to basic emergency healthcare and maternal rights. We're talking about the case of a woman who, in active labor, was denied entry into Banaadiri Hospital and ended up giving birth on the outside gates. In this video, I'll walk you through what happened, why it matters, and what it tells us about the state of Somalia.
wax walba sidaan u arkaynay tan ayaa noogu daran
wuxuushnimada iyo sida aan u dhaqmayno gaal iyo muslimba adduunyada wallahi meel looga dhaqma ma jirto
la ilaaha waraaq soo jeeda ka qabo abay ka qabo xariis male ilaahay naxariis ka qaat
covering history, protecting identity.
So what exactly happened? According to multiple news reports, a woman arrived at Banaadiri Hospital in active labor seeking emergency and maternity care. For reasons still under investigation, she was refused entry and ended up giving birth on the pavement outside the hospital with no medical assistance. Witnesses were horrified as seen in videos across social media. The incident has sparked public outrage in Somalia, with many calling it a grave breach of duty and human rights.
in ciqaabtiis dad ay mutaystaan waay oo loo ciqaabo dadkii amarka bixiyay in gabadha banaanka loo bixiyo shaqada laga ruqseeyo waay saas sax ma aha
waa hooyo Soomaaliyeed isbitaalka Banaadir hortiisa ayay galgalanaysaa way galgalanaysaa sidii u dhasho isbitaalkina albaabka ayay ka soo xirteen isbitaalkan mid kaleeto inay noqoto free ayay ahayd wuxuushnimada iyo sida aan u dhaqmayno gaal iyo muslimba adduunyada wallahi meel looga dhaqma ma jirto naag fool haysa sidee aad u dhihi kartaa kala laabo ee maxaa lahaa laabo jidka kala laabo oo isbitaalka kala laabo sidee u dhihi kartaa hooyo foolanaysa
walba hooyanimo jecel ma jecesha in hooyada adiga foolan salaam la soo dhigo
Banaadiri Hospital, we need to boycott. As a mother, anyone dareemi kara waxay ku jirto waxa la waliba ibada ku dhigtay. I can feel that. I can feel ana igu dhigtay ana dareemi karo waxay gabadhaas martay aada ama qabiil ku sii bood gareeya meesha ama waa in adeerka ama waa in adeertay ama waa in abtada ama waa kan u tagana ilaahay hoostada adaha ka siiyo. Shame on you guys.
The government has launched an urgent investigation and suspended staff on duty that night and replaced the hospital director. So why is this incident so significant? There are a few layers here. Number one, emergency maternal care is a human right. When a woman in labor is denied access to the very place designated to help her, it's a breakdown of fundamental systems. The fact that this happened at the country's largest public maternity referral hospital suggests deeper structural problems, understuffing, resource constraints, accountability gaps, and elitism versus the poor. Number three, trust and legitimacy. The public outreach shows how fragile the situation is between the trust of the citizens and the government. If people believe hospitals will turn them away in any emergency situation, they may not seek help when they need it most. Somalia remains among the countries with high maternal and infant mortality rates. And incidents like this highlight how easy a preventable tragedy can unfold. As of now, the Ministry of Health and Social Welfare of Somalia announced an investigation into the incident, reviewing CCTV footage and requiring a detailed report from the hospital administration. The hospital director was dismissed and a new head was appointed. Lawmakers in the Parliament Committee had a session, and the ministers emphasized that this should never happen again. However, the challenge remains. Investigation and accountability are important, but the underlying system issues, funding, staffing, infrastructure, also need long-term work. The mother was left to suffer on the street and give birth alone, with no assistance, with onlookers stating that the umbilical cord was still attached. Horrifying videos show a young man screaming and letting the public know and asking for help, asking anybody who knows how to cut the umbilical cord to help the lady.
naga baxshay dhaheen gabadhina jeeshana xanuun ku haya la ilaaha illa allah muhammad rasuulullah ya urka banaanka ka qaba baay ka qaba banaanka yaala dhahayaane naxariis mal warno kaale ilaahay ka cabsaday ninka waca لا إله إلا وراك سوجي ذا كقبو أباي كقبو
Unfortunately, the child passed away and the woman remained in critical condition. The suspension of staff and the open investigation are all good and well. But for many Somalis, this tragedy is not an isolated mistake. It's a symptom of a system that too often fails ordinary people. This case isn't just about one hospital, it's about the growing divide in Somalia. Banaadiri was meant to serve everyone, especially low-income families, but in reality, many public hospitals are underfunded, overcrowded, and sometimes treat patients like a burden. Meanwhile, those who can afford it, the political class and the business elite, go to private hospitals or even fly abroad for treatment. This creates a two-tier system, one for the rich and one for everybody else. When public hospitals are neglected and private clinics are allowed to take over essential services, access becomes a privilege and not a right. And that's what we're seeing here. Elitism in healthcare, where a mother in need is turned away because she doesn't belong to the right group. The government has promised accountability, but that's just the start. If we're serious about preventing this from ever happening again, Somalia must rebuild trust in its public hospitals. That means funding them properly, enforcing medical ethics, and ending the culture where power and money decide who gets care. Healthcare is not a luxury, it's a right. To the mother who was denied care, and to every Somali woman who's been turned away before, you deserve better. If you believe every mother deserves safe and dignified healthcare, then you must stand up for one another and ignore the divide. The elitists and those in control are those who have you in this situation. Banaadiri Hospital was a government-funded hospital only 3 years ago, and since then has been privatized, just like many other government-funded projects, requiring the public who are already paying taxes to further contribute to their medical care. Banaadiri Hospital was meant to be the safety net, the place where every Somali mother could go for free and affordable care. And at the heart of its elitism, a healthcare culture where political figures, officials and business elites have now been able to fly abroad for treatment while the poor are left outside hospital gates. When healthcare becomes a privilege, tragedies like Banaadiri are no longer accidents. They are the result of a broken system. No one should ever be denied care. Healthcare is a right and not a privilege. Over the past decade, Somali's institutions slowly but surely have been shifting towards privatization. Now, public hospitals, public buildings, and public services are being taxed. People have to pay. The Somali government must rebuild public trust. That means putting people before profit. Hospitals like Banaadiri must be properly funded, staffed and accessible to everyone, not just those who can pay. We have to ask ourselves, what kind of healthcare system do we want? What kind of country do we want? One where money decides who gets help, who's served justice, or one where every mother and child and person has a right to care? To the mother who gave birth outside those gates and to all the women who've been turned away before, your pain should never have been the price of policy failure. This time, as a Somali people, we took a stance, despite our tribe, our ethnic group, but as a Somali people, because it's a regular, ordinary Somali people that suffer every single day. And this is at the hands of elitists and the growing privatization of our country. They must be held accountable, and justice must be served. Keep the pressure for change, because no one should ever be denied care at the door. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
جزاك الله خيرا.
Subscribe for more.
جزاك الله خيرا.
Subscribe for more.